Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be walking you through how to trick shot from the beginning to the end, from loading into a game to actually hitting the trick shot. The whole process, this is how everyone does it, from phase members to NorCal members. These are the basics of trick shotting and you have to know them if you want to trick shot. Just to make it a little bit easier for everyone to follow along with, I'm going to be breaking the video up in 4 parts. The first one being how to actually load into a game where you can trick shot. The second one being what items you need and where to get those items. Third one is what to do with those items, so what shots you can set up, so like double shockwave or a bouncer to fin hop, stuff like that. And then the fourth one, and most important one in my opinion, is what to add mid shot, so that's how you make your shot look clean. Alright, so let's jump into the first part of the video, which makes everything a lot more enjoyable and it just makes everything efficient. And this is how to queue into a game where you can easily trick shot. And the basic premise behind this is by making your opponents the worst you can, and there's 2 ways to go about this. You can either do and queue into AI lobbies, which means you're playing against 100% bots, which are completely like AIs, computer generated, and the other way would be to do level 10 lobbies, which means you're playing against really bad people with horrible elo. Alright, so let's jump into the most common way people trick shot, which is in AI lobbies, and what this means is that you have 100% bots. Alright, to do this you have to have either a console of some sort, like an Xbox or PS4, a Switch, or an Android phone. Any of these work the same. Now, once you have any of these items, you want to make a fresh Epic Games account on that platform, boot up the game, add your main, invite your main, and then once you're in the lobby with your main account, you want to queue into a game. As long as you have one of these fresh accounts in your lobby, doesn't matter how many other people you have in your lobby, you're gonna get into an AI game. Although AIs are really good for trick shotting, there is one downside, and that is that if you want slow motion when you hit the trick shot, you have to get rebooted in game. That means that someone has to pick up your reboot card, go to reboot van, reboot, and not die until you hit the trick shot, because if they die, then you lose the ability to get slow motion. The other way to get into trick shotting lobbies, which is a lot less common, but it also works, is by having a brand new fresh account on mobile or Switch or console, like I said before, but it's above level 10. What that does is that you don't have to get rebooted to get slow motion, and you can occasionally get the win lines when you hit a trick shot. So those are the 2 main ways that you can get in a lobby where you can trick shot in Fortnite. If anyone tells you that AIs are unacceptable or unusable, fuck them. Trust me guys, using AI lobbies is a lot more efficient, a lot more fun, and it gets the job done just as well. Alright, so on to part 2. The 5 items you need to trick shot with are a sniper, crash pads, porta-fort, shockwaves, and the crash pad. Alright, and I'm going to go over them a bit more specifically and in depth right now. Alright, so let's start with the most important item out of all these, which is the sniper. You can't hit a trick shot if you don't have a sniper. Now, in this new Season 4, there are only one type of snipers, which are the bolt action snipers. They have pretty bad bloom, but it's a lot more satisfying to hit a trick shot with them, so it's kind of a trade-off. Now I'm going to talk about a common misconception, which is that a higher level or higher rarity sniper has worse bloom. This is completely untrue, especially for the bolt action. The reason why people prefer a blue bolty over the purple or legendary variants is because they prefer the way it looks and sounds. Now, one downside of having a blue bolt is that you're more likely to hit marker because it does less damage, but then again, it's all about preference, so as long as you have a sniper, you should be good to go. Okay, so the next 4 items you want to trick shot with are the porta-fort, the shockwave, bouncer, and the crash pad. Now the porta-fort is useful because you can just toss it down, and you get tires, which you can incorporate with any of these other items, and they make a great shot. Shockwave because you can just toss it at your feet and go for a great trick shot. And you can also add it into other variants of the shot. Bouncers because they're very versatile, right? You can put them on a wall, a floor, you can pair them together. Anyways, they're very common, so it's definitely something that you want to use. And then lastly is the crash pad, which in my opinion is the best one because it lasts for a long time, sends you really high, actually higher than a bouncer, and it's really easy to hit, so it's not much skill involved here. The 4 items I just talked about are pretty cool, or a pretty cool trick shot on their own, but if you really want to get more intricate and complex and compete with people like Phase Mew and Parallel Mach and whatnot, you're going to want to combine them. So I'm going to talk about the most common setups, such as the fin hop or the bouncer to tire, so that you can incorporate them in your trick shot and it looks really cool. So the first trick shot I'm going to be showing you how to set up is the fin hop. It's a really clean shot and it doesn't take that many items to set up, so here goes. Place a bouncer on the floor, then a wall on the side, and a stair like that. Then go out one from the bouncer, and then go up one vertically. Now, toss the crash pad towards the front of the tile, like so. Not like at the complete front, but something like that. And then you want to just jump on the bouncer, hold W, and it'll send you flying. Another cool shot actually uses the porta-fort because of the tires that it has. So you want to go down the porta-fort and break the walls so you don't have that whole tower. And now you want to go out from where these 3 tires are at and just place a bouncer like that. Do then that. Just walk in. Hit your trick shot. Another cool shot you could go for is with the shockwave and a bouncer. And that's kind of a weird shot, but it is really cool. You want to place a wall and a stair like that, and then place a bouncer, so you're kind of just jumping against the wall, and then just toss the shockwave down below you at any time, and you'll go flying. Alright, so the next trick shot is the bouncer wiggle trick shot, as I like to call it. What you want to do is place 2 walls, 1 tile away from each other, and put bouncers on them. And then go up to the side, doesn't matter which side. It can be that side or this side, doesn't matter. But just toss a crash pad down in the general middle. And then you want to hit the bouncer, you got to go in the middle here, and hit the bouncer where the crash pad is above. Just walk right into it. And then hit your trick shot. So, make sure to not, you don't have to hold W or anything, you can if you want, doesn't really matter. Just make sure to hit the bouncer that is closest to the crash pad. So that one right there. So yeah, the truth is I could go on and on for a fucking decade about different types of setups and combinations, but if you really want to have something a bit more original, just go into creative, mess around, and you'll find something that suits you. And the cool thing about the trick shots I just showed is that you don't actually need anyone to help you do these trick shots. You can do them on your own without the help of a friend. But if you do want to get a little bit more saucy with your trick shots, you're going to need to have someone send you on various consumables. Now onto the last part of the video, which is, in my opinion, the one that shows who's a good trick shotter and who's not, because it really is based on skill and timing and whatnot. So I'm going to go through different types of things you can do mid-trick shot, so like while you're in the air, that can kind of spice up your shot and make it look good. Alright, so onto the most basic thing you can add to your trick shot is a Pickaxe Stutter. It looks really clean, most trick shotters use it, and it's pretty simple to do after a bit of practice. What you need is either a shockwave or something that you can throw, like a chuck splash or a porta-fort. And right when you throw it, you have to throw it. And right when you throw it, the moment you throw it, you gotta switch to your pickaxe and spam left click. So here's how it looks like right there. And what I did is I threw it and then switched to my pickaxe and spam left click. The next little gimmick I'm gonna show you how to do is the pump stutter. It's very clean, very simple to do, a lot easier than the Pickaxe Stutter. So if you're having issues with that, don't worry. But anyways, here's how you do it. You gotta shoot and then spam reload and left click at the same time, and it makes that weird animation. So once again, you shoot and spam reload and left click. And when you're doing a trick shot, if you can like add a pump stutter and then Pickaxe Stutter too, it's a very, very clean. Alright, so another thing you can add to your trick shot is a spin. It's pretty obvious. You just spin and then shoot. Some people like it, I personally don't, but hey, if you wanna go for it, go for it. And lastly, the 2 things you can add are a summit swing, which is when you are about to hit the opponent. Right when you hit him, you switch to your pickaxe and you swing. And the combination of slow motion and the pickaxe animation is very cool. Most people like it. Or, lastly, this is a bit simpler than a summit swing, that's what they're called, is a shotgun pullout, or like, I don't know, tac SMG pullout, which is pretty much right when you hit the guy, you just pull out your gun, so you have the slow motion animation of you pulling out your gun. So yeah, that pretty much concludes it for this video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions, just drop them down in the comments. I'll do my best to help you out. Appreciate it. Peace.